What if AI took over every task you didn't want to do in the first place? Today on Closing Time, we're taking a peek into an AI native marketing agency. Thanks for tuning into Closing Time, the show for go-to-market leaders. I'm Val Riley, head of marketing for Unbounce and Insightly. Today, please help me welcome Ishan Manchanda. He is co-founder of GrowthSpree, an AI native growth agency that has helped more than 300 B2B companies turn marketing into a pipeline. Ishan, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Val. Excited to be here.
Well, let's dive right in because there's a lot of anxiety out there about AI taking marketing jobs. But I want to flip that on its head. When you look at agencies and marketing teams today, what should AI actually be doing? And I'm talking about the work that, frankly, human beings really just don't want to do.
Absolutely. I'll put it exactly the way you said it, right? AI should definitely be doing the tasks that humans were never supposed to be doing, but we just didn't have an option. Today, we have an option, which is AI, and we should be utilizing it. So tasks like, if you're in marketing, if you're running an agency, working for an agency, like building reports, doing like keyword research, optimizations. So any kind of manual operations should definitely be done by AI. But how quickly AI has evolved, and with all the models that you see with ChatGPT and specifically Anthropic, Claude putting out there and their capabilities, AI can do a little much more than just the manual operation. So things like root cause analysis, right? So you were getting a good bunch of leads and suddenly the leads stopped coming in. Why did that happen? What went wrong? And you had already done 50 things, which probably led to this downfall, right? So getting those directions, improving your horizon, your inspirational horizon. What next can I do with respect to creatives and positioning and the content that goes out? Those also start coming in from AI. For us, the job is, which should have always been, to use this brain, which is what helps us stand out as human beings, right? And just drive AI to do all of these things in the way you want, in a fashion that it delivers the best outcome for you.
That's a great way to put it. So let's draw a line between agencies that are using AI and agencies that are AI native. On the surface, those can kind of sound like the same thing. Everybody has ChatGPT or a Claude license these days, but walk us through the difference. What does an AI native agency look like from the inside?
Absolutely. I think an AI-powered, AI-assisted agencies do not exist in 2026, right? A marketing agency today is using some way or the other using AI, right? So you rightly mentioned, everybody has that ChatGPT Claude license out there. What makes it AI native? I'll actually put it in a way to help you understand the gap. So first layer is you being able to use ChatGPT or any LLM, as a matter of fact, right? Just prompts and just get some things done faster than earlier. Then let's say I'm pro Claude user, right? So I'll talk about Claude and the features there. The next layer is probably building skills. Okay. So skills is repetitive tasks that you can do, and you just make sure that the protocol is ready and you can keep doing it again and again and much faster, right? Then a layer probably I'll put MCP servers, right? So connecting MCP on your LLM and then being able to talk to different tools. And finally, having your own proprietary tools. We are there, right? So we have our own AI proprietary tools. I'm not saying we don't use AI at different layers. We use MCPs, we use Claude LLMs just for prompts and just to get some things done faster. But we also have proprietary tools which help us create a separate ecosystem for every client that comes in, right? So that begins with onboarding their brand guidelines, their brand documents, their ICP, all the context, and most importantly, their CRM onto our ecosystem. The ecosystem is backed by a lot of automations we've built on N8N. The tech team has built custom, and we also have a front-end app. But at this point of time, clients do not really see this ecosystem completely, but internally, this is what drives us. So there is a source of truth which still remains the CRM, but every operation that is happening and stitching all of the funnel together from ABM, from ads to from content, that is something that we build like an OS or like a single brain for each of the client. That's why we call ourselves AI native today.
Wow. I mean, it really does feel like that's probably what agencies have been striving for, maybe for decades, but now AI really has made it a reality that you feel like you're getting that extremely customized experience from your agency. So I'm sure that's very well received by clients.
Absolutely. I think two sides to it, right? On the client side, definitely now they can expect more. They do not really have to wait for 4 to 6 weeks of onboarding, which a lot of the traditional agencies have been doing for a lot of time. Now things go live in 10 days, in 2 weeks, right? All because as an agency, we have a system in place which can deliver faster, right? But I don't think AI is helping us deliver better, right? It's definitely helping us deliver faster. It's definitely influencing us or helping us become better. But the outcome, which is as an organization, we are able to deliver to each of our clients, that still remains in the hands of the human experts, my team that works on each of the clients day in, day out, right? And there is another side which AI is helping, right? And which is our own business. As a service business, we've been waiting. Every service business had taken 2 to 3 decades to reach at a certain stage. This growth is immensely slow. And that's what the first 4 years of our operations look like. Slow growth. Was it good? Yeah, good, definitely. But was it something that excited us after the second year? Honestly speaking, no. Before AI came in and, in that public domain, we were actually struggling to understand how to scale this up. And today we can surely say that we are looking and are forecasting us to grow like a product company while maintaining the quality of an agency.
I mean, scalability is where it's at. That's really exciting.
Absolutely.
So I know some people are listening and they're like, well, how can I apply this? So you gave me a really concrete example when we were talking earlier. I'd like you to take us through it. So this is like you have a client call. And then what does AI kick off in the background after that client call? Maybe it's a prospective client that you have set up to, like we said, take away some of that work that no one wants to do.
Absolutely. Glad to share that across. And it's a simple workflow. And this is probably at the second and the third layer of how I define the entire AI native journey. So when I get a call, this is on the sales side, not on the marketing side, but on the sales side, when I get a call, I have like a note taker app, like Firefly's on my call all the time, which gets automatically added. I think everybody has a note taker, right? Firefly's also has its own MCP. Now I've connected that MCP server on my Claude. Okay. So when I'm done with the client call, my next steps generally involve me to build a proposal. I would basically send out an email talking about the services we offer, all of those things, right? For a very long time, I didn't like that. I always took a day extra and would spend time and rather draft a proper proposal, like a proper plan for my client. I generally would take like 4 to 5 days to do it earlier, right? Today, as soon as I'm done with the call, I have the Fireflies app. It's taken up, it picks up all the call transcript. I have a certain level of understanding and a strategy that I want to give as input. That already is a part of the call because I've already spoken about everything that I want to, and I always do that, right? So it's already there. I have some nuances that I want my LLM, my Claude to understand. I share that. I have my skills already ready. So if I'm sharing like an AEO proposal, I have a skill for that, which audits, identifies competitors, does a competitor research, identifies the features that we offer, our offerings overall. It's a productized service, and builds a proposal, very custom, very detailed. Similarly, I have a skill for paid media proposal. I have a skill for ABM. These are certain offerings that we have. So it picks up the skill, it builds the proposal. The proposal is ready. After the call in 1 hour, I am ready to shoot out an email, which is not a generic tech, not generic case studies. Now I exactly know who I'm reaching out to, what is that they're looking for, what industry and market they are a part of. And I have an in-depth proposal, which is for them, right? Ready to use.
I mean, that's fantastic. It really does get you to spend your time on the parts that are the most meaningful, but still delivers a quality communication. So let's switch gears a little bit. I mean, I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm the head of marketing for a software company. We have 2 applications, Unbounce Landing Page Builder and Insightly CRM. And this next topic is all I'm working on right now. We're rolling out MCP, Model Context Protocol servers right now. Every B2B SaaS company is either doing this or has done it or is probably releasing it in the next month or so. So for someone hearing that term for the first time, it sounds like you have a web of MCP connections in the background facilitating the workflows that you're talking about. Can you just share why software companies are rolling them out at such a fast pace?
Absolutely. So first, let me start with what an MCP is like. MCP is like Model Context Protocol. Simple to understand. It's like a bridge between your LLMs and the tool, different tools possibly, right? So for example, as I just took an example for Fireflies, right? So Fireflies as an MCP. That means the MCP is a bridge between my Claude, my LLM, and Fireflies, right? Anything that I prompt on my LLM, MCP understands it. That is the protocol part of MCP that comes in. It has a protocol of understanding the prompt and accordingly figuring out the features and resources available and getting you the answer, right? So now it's basically APIs is something that I think all of the user base would have heard of a lot, right? You can imagine this similar to API, but it's actually replaced all the APIs, right? It's a direct connection between your tool and the LLM. Why should you trust my definition? It's not just that we use MCP servers. We actually have built our own MCP server, and we've actually gone a layer up where we've connected multiple MCP servers together and stitched them out together. And we've built MCP servers for Google Ads, LinkedIn Ads, Meta Ads, HubSpot as the CRM, Search Console, and Google Analytics. And this all stitches together. So on your Claude, you can simply ask, let's say, what is the impact of LinkedIn ads on my direct traffic, right? This is a big question that every B2B marketer is asking who's running LinkedIn ads, right? Because we are not getting direct leads from LinkedIn, apparently, right? So these kind of questions it's able to answer because it is access to all of your marketing tools in the stack, right? This is something we've built. Now, to answer your final question, right? Why is everybody building this? I think it has to do with the fact that there is a drastic transformation we are already in, wherein as users, our way of interacting with the internet has changed, right? And we are on LLMs, we are searching there, we're spending a lot of time there, right? If you Unbounce wants to sell to, B2B marketers, agencies, right? They are spending their time on Claude and ChatGPT. Now, you want to be where your users are, right? The typical textbook marketing 101, right? Be where your customers are, right? Your customers are on Claude, your customers are on ChatGPT. So how can you be there and adapt to the change, which is they don't now want to open another platform and build something separately and then get the output and try to stitch everything manually together. Everybody, as you know, and you yourself, I'm sure, we've been frustrated with manually stitching things together over Excel and trying to identify what is working and what is not working. And I think that is the biggest reason MCPs have come in. It's just made life on the other side for me as a marketer. It's made my life super easy. I'm on one platform. I'm doing everything right there.
All right. So let's talk about adoption, because I think it's safe to say you're a little bit ahead of the curve of maybe some agencies and certainly some marketers and marketing teams that are out there right now. So what could be a quick win, or what do you see as marketers and agencies? What opportunity are they not taking advantage of right now?
I think falling in the trap that, where you started the podcast, AI is taking away jobs. I think the mindset where the mindset that you are in right now, where jobs are going to go and AI is going to replace you, that is what I think is leading to a lot of downfall in terms of, people being scared, people not being able to perform, and most importantly, missing out the wave, which is the AI wave today, right? History has spoken again and again and again, similar scenarios the world has been multiple times, be it the internet era, be it the SaaS era, be it even the machine revolution that came in, right? Everybody was scared, everybody was skeptical, but the people who took advantage, people who took the bet, actually became big, right? So if you want to become big, stop cribbing about AI is not giving the right answer, stop giving excuses around, you can't trust AI. You don't have to trust AI. You have to trust yourself. and you have to trust yourself to use AI to your advantage. If you can do that, I think you're going to make it for the next 5 years for sure.
Well, speaking of the next 5 years, I'm going to ask you a crystal ball question. If AI native is the bar right now for agencies and winning marketing teams, a year or two from now, what do you see that we're maybe doing differently or better with AI than we're doing right now today?
I think the AI native term also in the coming years is going to vanish away, and just the default setting would be having your own proprietary tools. And we see a lot of agencies, we started doing it last year. We see a lot of agencies, our competitors now bringing up their own infrastructure and AI tools in the market. I think it's going to become a norm. And that is why our bet was never AI. Our bet was always the service that we offered. AI was and has been a great medium for us to improve our go-to-market motion, to improve our internal operations, to actually think about scalability as a service business. But end of the day, 3 years, 5 years down the line, when and how we see AI improving day by day, our role is going to be much more critical. And by our, I mean every B2B marketer, if I talk about the domain, our role is going to be much, much more important in being able to differentiate our brand compared to our competitors, and able to look at guerrilla activities, because you will have to stand out. There will be a lot of the things we are not able to do today that everybody will be able to do. So then you will figure out other things that you should be doing differently. And our role will be much more important in terms of how we use AI. Is just going to be a medium. It's going to be our brain, our exposure, our level of strategic thinking that's going to be actually challenged now, because for a very long time we always had the excuse of saying, I didn't have the bandwidth because it took me X hours to build the campaign, so I couldn't really think about 2 different positionings that we could have tried. It's all gone. That's all sorted, right? So can you think of 3 use cases, experiment fast, fail fast, understand better, try different things, try different angles? I think that is where again, for agency's sake, I think the future is, the winner will be, yes, people who adapt to AI, who take it as a medium to build scalability, but the winners will always be the ones who deliver better as an engagement model.
I love your perspective, Ishan, and your optimism. It is pretty easy to go out there and find a lot of gloom and doom. So the way I'm hearing it, you're talking about AI as just going to accelerate the work that we're already doing, the great work we're already doing. So thank you. Thank you for that dose of optimism and your perspective. If folks want to find and learn more about you or GrowthSpree, where should they go?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. Probably we'll have the link in the description. And you can find about GrowthSpree at growthspreeofficial.com. Just visit the website. You can book a meeting directly with me. It's not a demo. It's not a pitch. You can always just book a 15-minute, 30-minute meeting with me just to have a conversation. If you found something that I spoke about and it interests you and you want to go deep, I'll be more than happy to have a round of conversation with you guys. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks for sharing your playbook. Marketing leaders, agency leaders, let's get rid of the busy work. Let AI do that for us and really get to the good work that we actually want to do. Ishan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Val, for having me. It's been great. And I wish you all the best for the rest of the series.
Appreciate that. And thanks to all of you for tuning in to Closing Time. Remember, you can get this episode and every episode delivered right to your inbox. Just click the link in the show notes, and we'll see you next time.